Hello and welcome to Connected, episode 616. It's made possible by our sponsors. They are Fitbod, Bolt.new, Scribe, and Sentry. I am your annual chairman, Stephen Hackett, and I'm joined by man of the people, Mike Hurley.
Hello, that is I, and I would have the pleasure of introducing to you the returning keynote chairman, Federico Viticci. Hello, Federico.
Hello. I'm back.
We're back together.
Hi.
The constant has
Yes.
returned.
The three of us are a unit again.
We are.
What a unit we are.
Feels good. It feels good. Let's ruin that feeling by talking about some follow-up.
Okay.
The most
Oscar
divisive of
and
topics.
Connor and many other people, I'm giving them credit because they
okay.
were first, wrote in to tell Mike, paste and match style already exists in macOS. You just hit Command-Option-Shift-V and it pastes without formatting. And if you're, I didn't say this in the show, I should have. I would have saved us a lot of email. Also, but we love your feedback. Keep sending it. I don't want to sound ungrateful.
No, we don't. I am.
But wow. But you can also in macOS, there's this feature buried in system settings where you can like remap shortcuts. For a long time, when I was like a plain text purist, when I was younger, I replaced Command V with this. So every time I pasted, it was without formatting, which is cool when you're using NV Alt and you're 23, but when you're 40 and using Notion, maybe less important.
Yeah, look, here's the thing, everyone. Obviously, I know this exists.
But you didn't say it.
But I just feel like sometimes we don't need... Anyway, the thing is, it is unreliable in Google Docs and Sheets.
It is.
And so this is the whole reason I'm doing this. I actually explained this on the show. I did already say paste and match style is unreliable in Google Docs and Sheets. And so to me, having the format stripped before I even try to paste is just more reliable. And so that's why I do it. So there we go.
Yeah.
So thank you. I know, and it doesn't solve my problem.
I mean, so much about Google Docs and Sheets is so janky. And I wish it was better because the products are really good if you only live within the products.
Mm-hmm.
If you do anything else on your computer, it starts to hurt a little bit.
Yep.
Okay, that came up because we were talking about PasteBot. And I realized, Federico wasn't there, and I realized I don't know what Federico uses for a clipboard manager, if he uses one at all. So, Federico, what you doing, boy?
I sure do. I use Paste.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Clipboard manager for macOS, iOS, and iPadOS. Really lovely UI. So you hit a keyboard shortcut, and this tray pops up at the bottom of the screen on macOS.
Would you call it a shelf, maybe?
A shelf, yes.
It is a shelf. Yeah.
The purists, they know.
You can, obviously it defaults to showing you whatever you copied. I really love the visual presentation of this.
Very pretty.
It's very pretty, and it shows you all the clipboard items. It does a few things. It shows you the items as thumbnail previews, but in addition to previewing the contents of the item, so if it's an image, you see the image. If it's text, you see the text. It also tells you the type, and it shows you the icon of the app where you copied that item from. So I just copied some text from Safari, and it says text 3 minutes ago with the Safari icon. What I also love is that it syncs with iCloud to the iPhone and iPad. On the iPhone and iPad, you have a custom keyboard to browse your clipboard items.
This is really nice.
They also have shortcuts actions. So I have a shortcut menu tied to the action button with a bunch of shortcuts that I use on a regular basis. And one of those shortcuts is a paste action that is just called save to paste. So if I'm copying a bunch of things on my iPhone in a row, like a link and an email address, I can just invoke the action button and save both of them quickly to paste. Later, when I need to paste those two things, I can switch to my email client, open the custom keyboard, and then tap on the two thumbnails on the iPhone to paste them together. I also love that it has a local MCP thing on the Mac, so you can ask Codex or Claude or whatever to look at things that you recently copied. I also use a feature called pinboards of Paste that basically lets you create custom shelves So they're like folders. Think of them as folders for reusable snippets. And I keep one that is called useful links. These are like links that I open on a regular basis, like our memberful admin dashboard or the Stripe admin dashboard. Things that I don't want to bookmark in Safari because it's not that I'm using them every single day, but they're frequent enough to warrant being saved somewhere. But the feature that the two pinboards that I really use are ChatGPT prompts and Claude prompts. These are like prompts that I use on a regular basis when I'm working in Codex or Claude, and I just keep them saved there so that when I'm working on something, I can just reuse that boilerplate text with instructions over and over from paste.
I've downloaded this. I want to look at it. I really like that it has an iOS app. I think that is the one downside of Pastebot for me right now. Like it's not something that I'm missing, but it's something I feel like I could use. You know what I mean? Like it would take it to another level. So I'm going to try this one out. I want to see if it does the things that I like that I've been using Pastebot for, and if it does, then I might give this one a whirl too.
Yeah.
Mike, have you bought any storage devices?
No, but I have a very dangerous Amazon cart right now. So I put a bunch of things in my cart, and I just haven't done it yet. But I know what I'm going to get. But I'm very, very careful when I'm buying things on Amazon this week.
Okay.
I have to just press the buy it now button because otherwise I may accidentally charge like $2,000.
Yeah.
Which is what my cart value is right now, because I don't know if you know, but hard drives are really expensive.
They are.
It was funny, Federico, I was listening to NPC, and John referenced that. Like, oh, hard drives are really expensive. And I'm like, yes, John, I know. I know. Because I'm trying to buy like 5-6 terabyte drives or something like that. So yeah, I'm gonna do it. I have a car. I have in this. I'm not 100. I want to take another look around, and before I do buy, I want to have another look around at the hard drives that are available. But I have a 5-6 terabyte WD Red Plus and the OWC Thunderbay 4. I have the version that includes a copy of SoftRaid. Because I know I want to use that, and you can get it a little bit cheaper if you buy it bundled.
Yeah.
So but this is £1,941, which is a lot of money.
My wife, whom I love, does this. She'll just leave stuff in the Amazon cart.
I don't usually do this. I just did this because I wanted to price it all out.
Yeah.
And now it's just all sitting there.
So sometimes if I don't notice it, like if it's something small, then it shows up. She's like, oh, I didn't mean to order this. It's like, well, why is it in the cart? But then if I move it to save for later, it's like it's gone from the world in her mind.
Yeah.
We need a better system in our household for this.
The save for later is not great. It's not great the way that Amazon does it. It's like I just never really know where it goes.
Yeah.
So I will do this. I mean, probably it's going to happen within the next couple of weeks, because once the first season of Design in California is all completed, I'm going to want to move it because it's a lot of space. But I haven't done it yet.
This episode of Connected is brought to you by Fitbod. When you want to change your fitness level, it can be hard to know where to start. Honestly, it can be a little intimidating. That's where Fitbod comes in. It's an easy and affordable way to build a fitness plan customized to you. Everyone's fitness path is different, so Fitbod uses real data from your workouts to make sure they're customizing things exactly to suit you. It adapts as you improve, so each workout will be challenging, pushing you to make the progress you want. And it's really, really easy. So you go in there, you set up your Fitbod gym profile. So you tell it about your body, your experience, your environment, so what sort of equipment you have, and your goals. And from there, it's tracking everything. Muscle recovery, so you can avoid burnout. It also tracks the types of muscle sets you're working out over time. So you don't want to overwork something, overwhelm something, and underwork something else. So it schedules all that out correctly to make sure you're staying well-rounded. It means you're never going to get bored because it's always pushing you and adapting. So the app mixes up your workouts with new exercises, rep schemes, supersets, and circuits. And this is all built with the best possible exercise science, and is combined with AI to analyze billions of data points that are then fine-tuned by certified personal trainers. And you can make sure you're learning new movements the right way thanks to more than 1,000 demonstration videos built into the app. That's one of my favorite things about Fitbod, giving me the confidence to know that I'm doing something new correctly. Personalized training of this quality can be expensive, but Fitbod is just $15.99 a month or $95.99 a year. With that, you get this amazing app. It integrates with your Apple Watch, Wear OS smartwatch, apps like Strava and Apple Health, and it comes with progress tracking charts, weekly reports, and sharing cards so you can keep other people up to date. So again, that's $15.99 a month or $95.99 a year, but you can get 25% off your membership by signing up at fitbod.me/connected. That's fitbod.me/connected for a customized fitness plan and 25% off your membership. The link is in the show notes. Go check it out. Our thanks to Fitbod for the support of the show and all of Relay. The new iPhone is just, really just like a month away. And we've been talking a lot about this, obviously. A couple of just quick follow-up items to previous conversations. I've made my bed that I think it's called the iPhone Ultra. And according to Mark Gurman, quote, everyone at Apple calls it the iPhone Ultra. Whether they know that's the name or not, who knows? But that's what people are calling it.
Yeah,
So,
I
know you think Ultra's like nice or whatever.
No. It's not because of that. It's just that like most people at Apple do not know product names.
Yeah, which is why this happens. Right?
Yes.
Like people fill it in. But we will see. It's absolutely wild how close we are. But sadly, boys, it may be U.S. market first, and then maybe
really?
China 2 or 3 months later.
What are you talking about? I don't buy this at all because I don't like it, so I don't believe it.
It was on Mac Rumors right as we started recording. A Australian outlet says they have been told by local carriers and one major retailer that the first foldable iPhone will be a no-show when the iPhone 18 Pro's model launched there in September. Instead, they believe Apple will release the book-style device in the U.S. market first.
Oh, come on.
With a staggered launch to other key markets. This is how Federico buys his phone in Germany again.
No, this is how I buy my Samsung Z Fold 8.
Or Big Apple buddy.
Or Mr. John Boris flying to Italy.
Is Big Apple buddy still around? Look at this.
I'm sorry, Stephen. It's going to be very unfortunate for you because you're going to need to buy a phone from me.
Oh, yeah. I get a credit check on that, man. Jeez. Yeah,
you're going to have to buy a phone from me.
Yeah.
Because I will be coming to America not too long after the phone releases.
That's true.
Or I may just have you overnight FedEx it to me too.
Nope, not doing that.
I just have to see how that goes.
It'd be so expensive. That would really stink. That would be terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. This seems. Look, that might be the case. I can understand the thinking. This is a very sketchy rumor.
It is. I would want this.
Who's saying this? An Australian publication?
Yeah.
Who's saying this?
Yeah. Like that's even a real place.
Channel News. Like that's a real place. They just say like that's a real place.
I did.
It's a supply. I'm sorry. Like I just don't know if I just don't think I can trust like an Australian supplier to know the worldwide plans. I'm sorry. I just don't buy it.
Wow, the huge UK energy there.
Channel News. It's Australia's #1 source for technology news.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Fine.
I think if this is real, Gurman will weigh in. I think either way, Gurman will weigh in. Probably.
Yes. The fact that the fact that nobody else has said this, right? And now this, like, I just don't. It just doesn't feel like a thing to me. Look, maybe it's right, and Channel News is correct, but this just feels like a quick way to grab a headline.
Don't you
Maybe.
miss the days when Jim Darlimpor would just say nope to things?
I mean, I would like a yep or a nope to this. Maybe
And
I
that
should.
was- and
maybe
that was it.
somebody
That
should
was
ask
it.
Mark Gurman what he thinks.
now it's just saying on that people that Apple should fire Craig Federighi. That's what Jim
Oh,
does
really?
these days.
Is that what
It's
he's
a great
saying?
opinion. It's a great
Yeah.
and very relevant opinion.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope this is not the case, and because I really want to get an iPhone Fold. We just did an episode of MPC before this, and Brandon got a Z Fold 8. And
I can't wait to hear what he thinks.
It's been basically gushing for 25 minutes about the Z Fold 8 and showing off how incredible it looks like when you're playing games on it.
I would
either
like to make
display.
a prediction though on this show about that show. He will not last the year.
Well, interesting, because that's his whole thing now that he's switching to Android.
No, I know. He
yeah.
mentioned it in the last episode, and
Yeah.
my bet is he does not make the year.
Interesting. Okay, we'll see. We're making cross-show bets now.
Yeah, cross show bets.
Okay.
Follow bet.
Anyway, everyone calls it the Ultra, but everyone in Australia thinks that it's not coming out.
Look, it's not of anything on this outlet. It's just like these things happen all the time, right? Like just here's one person said this thing to someone, and it's like, who knows? And they could do this, but there aren't. The reports of it being limited, that has already starting to say is not a thing. So I'm just not sure if I buy it. So we'll see.
Sounds
Yeah.
like I'm going to buy it.
You will be buying it. Yeah, that's true.
We've also spoken about the colors of the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max. Looks like some sort of black or space gray, a blue, a dark cherry, and then a, to my eye, slightly darker silver than the 17 Pro. Anyways, I asked a Gen Z person about these colors the other day.
I'm sorry. I went back to this article. I'm sorry. I have one more thing. Okay. Well, wait, there's one more thing. Apple management is not expected to reveal pricing for the Fold at the September 8th event.
What?
That's what this article says.
Australia says that, or MacRumor says that?
Australia says that.
Okay.
David Richards says that.
Probably bit by
They're
a
not
spider.
going to talk about the price of the product at the launch event?
Okay. Okay.
Really?
All right. I agree.
So I don't know.
Fake news.
Man. I don't know about this article.
Fake.
Wait a second. Is this a real website?
Do you think
Because
they get bungled by AI?
look,
I mean,
I'm trying to click on the byline and it takes you nowhere. I'm trying to find a social profile for this website, and they have 600 followers on x.com, with the last post being in August 2020.
it's Australia's number one source of technology news.
I think MacRumors may have gotten duped, which means I got duped for talking about it here.
Doop doop shawoop. I mean, yeah, it's like another thing.
Hey, maybe if it's a real website, please don't take any offense. It just it rings some alarms for me. That's all. Like
got to be skeptical these days.
Dude,
yeah,
what is this?
unfortunately, you have
David
to.
Richards.
But yeah, I
Channel
mean,
news.
not revealing the pricing info at the September event. Okay,
I mean, there's just no world in which that's true.
Right. Okay.
Absolutely not.
I mean, I found David Richards on LinkedIn. Like,
Okay.
friend him.
seems to be a person that exists.
So they're owned by another company. So it's probably a real company and a real website with just really bad opinions,
Yeah,
which is fine.
I just don't buy that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't buy that they won't say the amount of money
Yeah.
that
yeah.
it costs. If, like, I could imagine it if, like, it's like Vision Pro, right? Here's this thing. It's not coming out now, so we'll talk about it later. Like, but that's not the case, right? At most, it will be a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
As a different. I just can't imagine that they won't talk about the pricing. That's wild.
Yeah, I agree. Anyways, I asked a Gen Z person about the dark cherry color, and
This
she
is
was
your
very
I have
favorite,
excited.
another
right?
thing. I'm
This is-
sorry. I have
this
another
is-
thing.
Oh
about
my
this
gosh.
article.
Oh my
I'm so
God,
sorry.
Mike, what has
I have
Australia
just one
done to
thing,
you?
and I'll be done. Apple management. There's the full sentence, which I've just noticed. Apple management is not expected to reveal pricing for the Fold at the September 8th event, where the iPhone 18 Pro, 18 Pro Max, and iPhone Ultra will also be unveiled. What are we doing?
I don't know.
That just doesn't make any. What? So there's another secret phone called the iPhone Ultra that's not the folding phone.
Could be.
Come on, everybody. Let's read these articles before we link to them. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not great.
All right. Anything else about Australia, Mike?
And also, it's not even going to be September 8th, right? That's not even what the rumor is. That Mark Gurman is saying it's not going. It's going to be the 9th because it's the day after Labor Day. Come on, everyone. Let's just do some reading.
Yeah.
Let's just read.
They shouldn't have linked to it, and we shouldn't have talked about it. I'm sorry.
No, we've spoken about it. No, we've all learned a valuable lesson. We've all learned a valuable lesson.
Don't trust Mac rumors.
Well, no, but it's the service that sites like 9to5Mac and Mac Rumors provide should be as filters of this information, right?
Agreed.
And so we all kind of hope that they have fully read and understood what they're linking to. And sometimes, I sometimes they will say oh, take this one with a grain of salt, da 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 da. You know,
there's no salt here.
It doesn't seem like that. No.
Yeah, I am mostly amused by Mike going from the enthusiast to the destroyer in this segment.
Again, I wouldn't put this on my website. I think I said it when we launched of you will get that part of me here.
Yeah.
That's what everybody gets.
When's the last time you put anything on your website?
Look, I'm busy, man. I'm busy.
You're going to have a post soon. I'm back at blogging.
No, I'm not going to do that. The time that I would spend writing is currently being spent editing.
Sure.
And I think it's probably more important that I edit Design in California than write about some videos I found on YouTube.
I certainly think so.
Yeah.
Can I now talk about dark cherry?
I would love you to. I'm so sorry.
Black, light blue, silver, dark cherry. I asked a Gen Z person. She was very excited about dark cherry. It's a very...
Who is your daughter, we should say?
No. Somebody I work with.
No, okay. Oh, you work with a 16-year-old?
Well, Gen Z is older than that now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gen Z...
Okay. Okay, so we're just taking at face value that this is not your daughter.
1997, 2026,
dark cherry
minus
phone.
1997. 29, oh my gosh, 29-year-olds are Gen Z
so
now.
you're working with a 29-year-old and you just
This person is part of the team at CrossForward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not related to any of us.
Okay.
Unrelated to any of us. And we were talking about some color stuff, and I said, hey, what do you think about these? And she was very up on dark cherry. So maybe it'll do well. The question is, do we think they're going to do 4? And what do we think about these colors?
See, I don't think they're going to do a black one, right? Because they didn't last time. I feel like it's probably 2 colors and a silver, or maybe people were so mad that they are going to do a black one. But I don't know. But I like the blue one. I'll probably get the blue one.
Unpopular opinion here.
Yeah, man.
I find the color conversation the most boring stuff ever.
Okay.
And I put this thing in a case. In fact, I would say I care more about cases than the color of the phone.
You see, well, I don't do cases, so I care about the color.
Yeah.
You would care about the color of your case because that's what you're going to see. Yeah. I agree that it is ridiculous that there is so much conversation spent about color when most people don't ever see the color of their phone. It's important to me because it is what I see. But I understand that for most people, it's funny that we spend so much time focusing on it because people just put them in a case with whatever color that they want in the end of it. Yeah. It should all just be silver.
I mean, it looks fine. The light blue is very ugly from the mock-ups.
I like the light blue, so I'm sorry. I don't like the cherry. That's not for me. I don't think. In these images. But again, you never know how it's actually going to turn out. So we'll see.
Okay.
This episode of Connected is brought to you by Bolt.new. If you're looking for a low-stakes way into AI, this is it. Type your simplest business problem in plain English and have a working app by Sunday. There's no setup on Bolt.new, just an idea and your browser. It's the tool for the thing that you keep wishing existed. Client tracker, a booking tool, an internal dashboard you'd otherwise have to hire out, or a pitch deck that doesn't look like a template. You describe what you want in the prompt box, and Bolt.new builds the actual working app, not a mockup. No code required. I got to check out Bolt.new, and I pointed it at some internal stuff. It's like, hey, I would actually like a dashboard of these analytics. Some of our data is a bit messy, and it was able to go through, build something that looked really nice, was easy to use, and it was all pretty quick. It's something that you can try and ship this weekend, not just a demo. So go to bolt.new and use the code CONNECTED for a free 30-day pro account. That's bolt.new, code CONNECTED, and you've got a full month of pro to build whatever you've been putting off. Our thanks to bolt.new for their support of the show and all of Relay. Federico, before we started, you were talking about some laptop situations in your life. We said, hold it for the show, and now is the time.
Got an M4 MacBook Pro from a few years ago, and I feel like it's approaching its time. I don't know. Maybe it's Golden Gate. Maybe it's Golden Gate. Maybe it's the fact that I've really pushed this computer over the past year, but it gets hot very often. The battery is not what it used to be. I don't know. I'm sure that running codecs on it hasn't been great for its SSD. The codecs app on the Mac has been problematic for like the way that it was writing cache files and accessing those large files over and over, which supposedly OpenAI fixed a couple of months ago. But the performance hasn't been great. I don't know. It just feels like it's more sluggish now than it's ever been. And look, and again, maybe it's Golden Gate. Maybe it isn't, although wasn't Golden Gate supposed to be like a more stable release?
Golden Gate's been okay on my MacBook Neo. So
I don't know. I feel like I will soon be in the market for a new laptop. I don't want to buy a new laptop because I really love this computer. The only way that I would upgrade this MacBook would be to a fancy one with OLED and touch.
Sure.
So I don't even want to consider anything else in the meantime. I will just travel with an external battery pack and power adapters and try to close my apps more frequently than before. But yeah, and also for sure, my next laptop, I am going to try and save and get the version with the most RAM that I can, because that's the one thing that I wish I spent a little extra money on 2.5 years ago when I got this computer. So do we know when that's coming out? Is it gonna be 26? Probably not.
I don't think at this point it's this year.
So we're gonna let it ride until 27.
Yeah,
and then we'll get the MacBook Pro.
I mean, I've got an M4 Max MacBook Pro, and that has not been my experience at all. Maybe you just have a bunch of like tiny Sam Altmans running around in your computer.
Maybe
that you can't find.
The open weight models are duplicating.
They are.
They're hanging on.
They've broken containment.
Yeah, they're just hanging onto every piece of RAM you have, and then running wild in there.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think at this point I don't think the OLED is this year. I mean, I could certainly be wrong. I would like to be wrong because I'm very interested in that computer, but I just don't think it's going to happen. They can barely ship what they're selling now.
Yeah. I don't remember what Mark Gurman's last, if he's still saying like as early as this year or whatever, I
don't know.
But at this point, I think it's probably all just moving around too much for anybody to try and grab a hand of like when these things are going to be coming out and when they're not. But it depends on, do they have other stuff that they want to ship or not? We'll have to find out.
Mm-hmm.
Have you looked at like activity monitor and stuff, Federico? Could you have a handle on what the computer says it's doing?
Yeah. Before, when we were doing the follow-up segment, the fans were spinning again and it was codecs. So I quit codecs and now it's gotten better. Now, my problem is the totally generic stuff. Like, for example, 2 gigabytes on Windows Server. What is
Yeah.
Windows Server?
I was having a lot of problem with Windows Server on my MacBook Air.
1 gigabyte kernel task.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to kernel it. You need the kernel.
It's just random things that start spinning up and then quiet down with no apparent reason. So I don't
currently have 48 gigabytes of memory on kernel task in activity mode.
Let me look at mine.
That doesn't seem right.
Sexy. Okay.
Doesn't seem right. What's it
I love it.
doing? What are you doing? Something's
Yeah,
happening.
I've got 2 gigs to Windows Server. Chrome Helper has a gig. It's fine.
47 gigabytes is a lot, though,
When's
right?
the last time you restarted those things? Jeez.
Restarted what
Yeah,
things?
also, how many
computer.
windows do you have? How many windows do you have open, Mike? Like
Not many.
not many.
Not many. And there aren't many apps open either. I'm not like doing anything wild in here, but I got 48 gigabytes of memory being assigned to kernel underscore task.
Who
So
knows?
the kernel probably isn't important. Should I just quit it?
No. Please
Should I
don't.
just press the X button?
No.
You
See what
should
happens?
force quit Windows Server and kernel task. See what happens.
Kill all.
Just do it. Just do it. Open terminal.
What should I type in, Federico?
By the way, this is
Sudo.
now that I mentioned terminal, really unrelated, but a really nasty thing that happened to me yesterday. So I am setting up a Mac Mini from scratch in my little data center in my storage unit, and I'm doing some of the initial setup myself manually, like I always do.
How did you get networking down there?
Can someone tell the story?
Well, let me tell you a story. So I'm doing the setup. I'm installing 1Password and enabling SSH, like all the things that I do myself. And then I open Google and I Google Codex app for Mac. And I click on the first result and I'm trying to find it again, but it's gone. So the first result looks like an OpenAI domain and it says download the Codex app for Mac. And I click on it and I land on this page that looks like the OpenAI website with a screenshot of Codex for Mac. And it says Codex for Mac, you can use the app, you can use the CLI, you can start the installation by copying and pasting this terminal command. And without even thinking about it, I copy the command, then I open terminal and I hit paste. And I look at it, and it's a giant string of text. And I stop before hitting enter. And I'm like, wait, am I getting fished right now? And yes, there was a Google search result that masqueraded as the OpenAI website and drove people to downloading the Codex app for Mac. Even the beginning of the terminal command looked right because they were hitting this fake OpenAI website. It was probably like openal.com or something like that instead of the letter Y. But at the very end of the command, there were like some like long string of text that was probably like some encoded, like a base 64 encoded command that I'm sure was going to install malware on your computer.
Yeah.
But that brings me to a semi-related topic. Well, because you mentioned the terminal. Didn't Apple put in place some kind of safeguards that were supposed to tell you if you copied a terminal command in your clipboard that were dangerous to run? Did I make this up?
No, it's I don't
because it didn't work.
Yeah, I don't know what triggers it if they're looking for certain arguments or commands that you're going to paste in, but they have done some stuff around that.
Yeah, I'm looking. Jason wrote about it. There are some very specific scenarios, I think, in which it does ask you that. But I don't know what they are off the top of my head.
Yeah. Anyway, they almost got me, but not this time.
In 26.4, Apple looks for specific strings on the clipboard and blocks them with a warning.
There you go.
So maybe it just didn't trigger that.
Yeah, I would hope. I don't know if this would be true, but I would hope that they could update that list remotely, like they do with XProtect. So if something new surfaces, they could update that list and you would be safe, before like the next macOS release. I'm not sure how that works under the hood, but I would hope that's how they do it.
That's scary, Federico.
That is a little scary.
That's not good.
Pay attention to the things you copy.
Don't paste stuff from the internet into your terminal unless you know what it's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of macOS and Golden Gate, we are on beta 5 now on the developer side of things. A couple of changes on the iOS front. The liquid glass slider, the clear end, it seems more clear. Is that y'all's impression of it? It's
people are saying this, but like I didn't notice it.
That's kind of that's kind of how I felt.
You can see some before and afters in places, and like, okay, when you show me that, I guess I see it, but I didn't notice it using my iPhone for multiple days, and I have it on the maximum clearness.
Yeah, I have been all over the place with my setting, and I'm a little ashamed to admit I kind of like it the more opaque.
You shouldn't
less
be ashamed.
Opaque, less transparent. I like it.
Do you
less
mean the clearest?
The least clear.
Oh my god, I still don't know what you're trying to tell me.
So on one end, it's the clearest liquid glass, and on the other end, it's the least clear. You can see less through
hold
it.
on.
Just say the opposite adjective.
Stop saying least clear.
The most
just say
unclear.
opaque.
No.
You
just
say
are the most unclear.
It's clear and opaque, right?
Yeah.
I'm on the opaque end of things.
Okay.
Tinted. This is what I'm
tinted.
Tinted.
Thank you, Zoe.
You should be ashamed of that. Yes.
Part of it is I changed my lock screen photo for the first time in years, and the new one really struggles with super clear notifications.
Okay.
And I like the picture. So I don't know.
Have you tried using your phone in dark mode?
I do every night. I'm like Federico. Day mode, day phone, night mode, day phone. Same phone, different modes.
Night mode, day phone.
In this economy, you can't afford a day phone and a night phone, so you just have two modes on one phone.
Okay. Because it does look a little better in general. Like the clarity is a little better because it does a bit of tinting to the... Well, it changes the color of the glass a little bit. But no, I'm all the way to the maximum. Something I always find so funny, any social media post that is about this, you always find people saying, no, more clear, go back to 26 beta 1, which I just, some of this stuff is just so funny to me. But people want more clear, and they also want less clear, like Stephen, I guess.
More, less clear.
More or less clear.
More or less clear. A couple other things in here. A bunch of updated icons, which I think on the whole look good. I don't think any of them are a regression. I particularly like the new preview icon, and it's not on Golden Gate. Golden Gate still has the previous one. I hope they change it on the Mac. Preview has been the same since the beginning.
Back to the Mac, come back to the Mac.
Back to the Mac. Craig Federighi's up there. His hand is shaking. But I think that they're doing a good job with the icons. And then
I like the Safari one. I don't know. I can't tell you exactly what's changed about the Safari icon, but I like it.
There's a pin in the middle or something.
Okay. It just feels like the whole thing just feels more vibrant. Like
it
like
is
it
more
stands
vibrant.
out more.
There's a pin that holds the two arms of
compass
the
point.
compass.
No,
yeah,
not the compass points. I don't know.
Like the little white
the
dot
dial?
in the middle.
No.
Yeah.
The thing. The less clear.
The less clear, more
Less
opaque.
clear.
Yeah.
More
Least
compass?
opaque. Yeah.
Less
more
compass.
more north, less south.
More
less north.
Yeah.
Less north.
I just wished I could see the Siri icon. I wished I could change it to the dark mode Siri icon. I like it. I like the black Siri icon more than the white Siri icon.
Huh. I actually, you know what? I agree. I think the light mode one is kind of bad.
Yeah, and so I want the dark mode one, but I can't do anything about that because I don't like dark mode icons. I don't like the way that they look, and so I'm kind of stuck. I just wished Apple would let me choose, just like the good indie app that Siri is. I would like to be able to change my icon by design.
Okay.
I will say that Beta 5 has been the most buggy that I've used.
I
so
have
far.
a hilarious bug in messages.
Oh, well, the top of the UI cuts off the top of your
Yep.
messages
Yeah,
list.
Same
You have to
issue.
scroll down and up again to be able to
Yeah.
tap into
So-
your top
No.
row
Yeah.
pin messages, which
No,
is for
but
me is the
also-
most important row.
I have this other bug where if I open some apps, the ability to swipe to at the bottom to go back to the home screen stops working, and I have to lock my phone
Oh my
and
gosh.
unlock it again. Like actually no, I just opened the Siri app and I cannot go back to the home screen. Swiping at the bottom does nothing.
Well,
If
because
I
the
lock,
Siri's all you need
oh,
now.
this is my worst nightmare. I'm stuck in Siri AI forever.
You can't, well, you don't need anything else, you know?
No, but really, how do I go back to Siri? Go back to the home screen. I don't know what to do.
Does it do it?
No, it opened. Oh my god! It opened the home app. Hey, at least it let me swipe back. Okay.
Maybe close app.
Ah.
Say that.
I gotta open. Siri
You can
AI
go back
again.
to the lock screen. It'll give you the functionality back. I'm having this too.
home.
I haven't had that problem, but I do have a problem with sometimes the keyboard just doesn't appear.
It's getting directions to home now, but I am home. Siri. Oh my god!
Go home.
No.
Go home.
Go to the home screen.
It knows you saw the Odyssey. You know, it's
Less, yeah, so he's got to send him home. Less app, less clear, more app.
more home.
To go to the home screen, swipe up from the bottom edge of the screen.
You're telling me.
I mean,
I want to.
How did they break that? That feels like that should not be something they can touch.
To be able, what, like the ability to swipe?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is incredible. Like, I don't even. Does it work if you do that like double swipe? You know, like sometimes you play a game and you have to swipe and then swipe again to go home because like the first swipe kind of activates the ability to swipe. Is it doing that, or it just 100% locks you out?
Hard to say.
I think Federico's gone home. Is the problem?
Yeah, no, I'm giving up. I'm giving up, and it's just one of the many issues of Siri AI. But yeah,
Yeah.
They've added more accents in the Siri voices. I think it's British English, which is good because I've been able to bring back the Northern accent person that I enjoy very much. And what I like, I mean, I can hear it more in the British English than I did in American English, is the kind of, I think it's expressive, you know, like it actually just makes the accent thicker, which is brilliant. The expressivity. Of this is a British 3. That is my chosen voice. And as you change the expressivity, which I didn't know was a word, but I like that expressivity. It just makes the accent thicker, which is fun for me.
See what
but
mine
I have it
is.
on the middle, and then just a little bit faster. Just one. over to the
I'm
right.
American 6. Pace middle expressivity 1 from the top.
Okay.
I would tell you if I could open settings. I'm sorry.
He's in prison. His phone is in prison.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have pace to maximum.
American Voice 6. Yeah.
Okay.
Try it.
Pace-
Just
Pace.
give.
Pace can go faster now. Okay.
Give British 3 a try. Just give it a try. at
British
some point.
3.
Yes, a good.
Can
it's
you
a good time.
demo the voice? Okay.
Let's find the right voice for you. I'll practice some things I like to say while you.
Oh, this sounds nice, but
Yeah, it's like a voice of someone you'd hear on one of these British TV shows where someone gets
Let's
murdered
find
in
the
a
right
small
voice
town.
for you.
I'm gonna make it Irish.
Extremely
Okay.
Yeah.
specific.
Practice some things I like to say while you listen.
No, you know what, Mike? I'm gonna make it Australian.
Australian is the Australian Siri voices are great, but I don't know if have they added those into the new system.
Yeah, but that Siri voice says, that the phone's not shipping, so can't be trusted.
Oh, only British has the new settings.
What
To
are
change
we
pacing
what are we
to
talking about?
Siri
What are we
voices.
talking
Beta
about?
5.
What was the topic? Oh
Beta
yes, Beta
5.
5.
Beta
Beta
5.
5. Okay.
There's something I noticed shared by a friend of the show, Stephen Robles, and I've got an article on 95 Mac here. He was playing around with the Home app, and it said, it gave him the message, upgrade your iCloud Plus plan for more Apple Intelligence. Get more access to Apple Intelligence features, increase storage, and more. Now, there was no option for him to do this because there is like a limit on the amount of cameras that you can have on the current top-level iCloud Plus plan to be able to get the new intelligence features. So it appears that more tiers are on the way for iCloud Plus.
Yeah,
that will
people will
do,
be crying, all
amongst
right.
other things. Yeah. What?
You said
Oh,
more tiers on the way.
Crying. Sorry, I did not understand. But it was a really good joke. More tiers or less tiers?
This was one of those stories that went around. People were like, "Oh, you got to pay for more for Siri AI stuff." I was like, "Yeah, they said that at WWDC. Was no one listening? Like, this is not actual news."
They said it was on that. No, the news is that it's not just the ones that exist. Like, that was not made clear. Like, they said that iCloud, being an iCloud Plus subscriber would get you access to some of the more intense things, but they didn't indicate that there will be additional tiers of iCloud Plus on top of what currently exists that would get you even more than that. So, like, that is the news here, is that, you know, the 2 terabyte plan, there will be more.
Okay.
And that will get you even more than there currently is.
More, less cameras.
More.
Fewer cameras.
More.
Oh gosh. Okay. I made the critical mistake. Jim, cut that. I know it. The fewer and less rule. Cut it.
No, he doesn't. That is not in the Stephen Hackett style guide.
Cut it.
He has no idea what fewer or less means.
This episode of Connected is brought to you by Scribe. Scaling isn't a headcount problem, and it's not a budget problem either. It's a documentation problem. Critical knowledge stays locked in people's heads because writing it down by hand is too much friction to ever get done. The result is inconsistent workflows, tools that nobody fully adopts, and when someone walks out the door, their knowledge walks out with them. It adds up fast, wasted hours, underused software, and no way to turn your best practices into everyone's practices. Which is exactly the problem today's sponsor Scribe was built to fix. Scribe is a workflow AI platform that's trusted by 94% of the Fortune 500. It captures your workflows in the background as you work and automatically turns them into clear documentation. So your team can say goodbye to writing everything by hand, stitching together screenshots, and recreating the same onboarding documents every time someone new joins the team. I've definitely felt this frustration in my career. A long time ago when I was working at a web agency, we had this issue. We had some turnover in our development team, and someone new onboarding, it took a lot longer than it should have to get them up to speed. Scribe would have saved the day. That's exactly the kind of process that Scribe can capture as you work. So, hey, this developer is learning our tool set, learning our product. Scribe can be working in the background. So getting started is easy. Scribe captures your workflows as your team works, turning them into step-by-step guides, screenshots and all, automatically. What would have taken hours of writing, recording, and cleanup is ready to share the moment you finish. Scribe automatically redacts sensitive information, names, account numbers, emails from every screenshot. And as admin, you can enforce this across your entire team, and you can feel confident that nothing will slip through the cracks. Anyone following this process can launch real-time, on-screen guidance that shows them exactly where to click, step by step, inside the actual tool. It's there the moment the Scribe is created and ensures everyone does critical processes correctly. Scribe will even suggest improvements to the underlying workflow, not just document it. So once you can see how a process is actually being done, you can identify where steps are redundant, along with where people are getting stuck or where things can be automated or simplified. To see how Scribe could look for your organization, head to scribe.how/connected and mention Connected for your first month of Scribe Capture free on select plans. That's Scribe, SCRIBE, scribe.how/connected. Our thanks to Scribe for their support of the show and all of Relay.
We were talking about Siri AI, and so the tiny topic right after this is called review check-in.
You want to bundle them together?
Is it's
helpful for you?
Yes. There were 2 questions. How is Tichy feeling? When does the writing begin?
Yeah.
Look, many people are saying that I should start writing.
Many people. So many people around me, they just won't stop saying it. Are these people named John?
are these people here with us right
Are
now?
they in the group chat with us right now?
Are they taller than me? You know, all these questions.
All these things, the usual questions.
No, no. Look, I haven't started writing.
Feels late, Federico.
No.
No?
Every year, you, and by you I mean y'all, you,
And me.
Stephen, and John.
Specifically me. Yeah.
You, John, Federico, it's getting late. Oh my God, man. You should start writing the review. How are you feeling? Why haven't you started? You sound like my mom. When I tell
We're
my
just
mom.
worried about you.
When I tell
Because
my
if
mom
you
I'm
leave
going.
it too late, you work really hard and then
When
you
I-
die in October.
When I tell my mom I'm going on a trip, she's like, Federico, don't drive too fast. I know how you drive. Don't drive too fast. Like, no,
This
mom.
sounds
it's
like good
fine."
advice from Mama.
Honestly, it does.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
good advice, but she constantly worries like I'm about to die or
Mhm.
something. Anyway,
All of this
my
to say.
problem. All this to say, my problem. So I was actually talking to Silvia about this, and this year, iOS 27 and iPadOS 27, they're obviously not as exciting for me as specifically iPadOS was last year. Just the nature of the update, the fact that I got to interview Craig Federighi before, and then it was all about iPad, right? That was very exciting. And also, I was very excited about the new design. It's difficult to get excited about a software update, mostly about bug fixes, performance improvements, and some smaller refinements here and there across the entire OS. I was hoping that throughout the summer, my excitement for Siri AI would grow, and it hasn't happened yet. In fact, I think it's gotten worse for me. I do not have a use case for Siri AI beyond just having a better Siri than before. And then, of course, it depends, right? Because as you just heard, even just asking go back to the home screen can trip up the thing. I am fully aware of the fact that this lack of excitement is because part of my brain has been poisoned by frontier AI models by other companies,
Yes.
right? And it's like I keep thinking of something that you told me, Mike, many years ago. Like when you fly business class for the first time, it ruins you for your entire life.
Uh-huh.
And this is what happened to me with frontier models. I have
Yeah.
been poisoned by the excellent performance
The
of
business class of
ChatGPT.
AI, basically.
I have been poisoned by the
Yeah.
business class of AI,
Yeah.
and now that I'm flying coach with Siri AI, I'm trying to use it, but like I'm picking ahead at 1A sitting in front of me, and be like, yes, that's the good spot. And every time I use Siri AI and I ask a question and I get an answer, I'm like, is this a good answer? I think I will probably get something better out of ChatGPT Pro or something, right?
Yeah.
It's not that exciting for me. And I haven't had, every summer, I have a moment when I'm like, this is the moment. This is my angle. This encapsulates the story that I'm going to write. And that has not happened yet. And maybe it's due to the fact that Apple is still changing the APIs for third-party developers that want to integrate with Siri AI. In beta
really?
5, yes, in beta 5, they're changing things again. Maybe it's, and look, I've been trying, all right? I've been really trying to switch my workflow to be more Apple compliant. And I'll talk about this in September. I am fully, after a year, I'm trying to use Apple Notes instead of Notion. I'm trying to use Apple Music instead of Spotify. I'm trying to use iMessage more than Slack. I am really trying to make an effort to use apps on my devices that I know can be data sources for Siri AI. It's just not clicking. The personal context is not working. On the next episode of App Stories, I will do this demo live on the show, but I can talk about it now because we recorded yesterday. I was literally trying to ask Siri AI, what is something that John told me 3 hours ago on iMessage? Siri had no idea. My custom plugin for iMessage with ChatGPT voice mode found the message in 5 seconds, and it gave me a great answer. So like, I'm really trying to use this thing, but the model is not good. And once you get used to a really good model and you try this, it's passable. Look, it's a passable model. It gives you decent world knowledge. But once you try the real thing, and by real thing, I mean, let's face it, there are 2, maybe 3 frontier AI companies right now, like it or not. It's OpenAI, Anthropic, and SpaceX. And once you try one of those, going back to Siri AI, it's like using GPT-4 from 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking about you.
Yeah.
I was having this thought the other day because I don't even remember what it was I was listening to of you, but I was thinking about this exact thing and knowing that you would still be in this feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the place that I have settled on here is that, and I think we've spoken about this before, but Siri AI is not attempting to compete with the products that you're using.
Okay.
What it is doing, what it does is just makes the phone assistant good. Like, it's not, the rest of it is just not doing that.
But does it?
I think it does.
Because if I ask
think
you
it
to go
does.
back to the home screen and you don't, and if I ask you to find a message and you don't, then what kind of assistant are you?
Yeah, I mean, but this is the I think the really frustrating thing is that I do often have great experiences of it finding messages and emails.
And I want to have those experiences
I know.
too. So why don't I have them?
Exactly, and I think
What am I doing wrong here?
Yes, that is the frustrating part, where it feels like there are wildly different experiences from person to person, and we can't explain.
And it's frustrating, right? Because it's a non-deterministic type of scenario where we can go back to 2 years ago where I really disliked Stage Manager. Maybe somebody else liked it, but the topic of contention in the middle could be objectively measured. That's what it was for everybody.
We can all agree on the way it works.
We can all agree.
It or not is
we can all agree on the product.
Yeah.
Maybe you like it, maybe you don't, but the product is the product. Here, the product is constantly shifting for everybody.
Yep.
Welcome to non-deterministic LLMs, right? Sure. Yep. But at the very least, other companies have pretty much landed in a place where if a model is good, it tends to be good for everybody. Whereas I keep seeing this, and it's not just me, right? I'm taking a look on social media. I'm taking a look on Reddit. Some people saying I absolutely love it. Other people saying it's useless. And I don't understand why. Well, I think I understand why, because they're using subpar models from 2 years ago. But why does Mike have a really good experience, and why don't I have the same great experience?
Like my experiences aren't perfect, but they're possible for what I want. Like, like I had a thing a couple of days ago where I was trying to ask it to find a message to me and Jason to find like the amount of episodes in a series of the show, and it took a couple of questions like of refining it, but it found it, and it ended up being like it showed me the message, and it's like I can see why you didn't necessarily pull this the first time, because our messages, messages between people don't necessarily include all of the context, right? Because some of the context is just shared through other means. But I was able to get what I needed from it. And it just feels like you are not able to get what you want from it. And I just don't know how that is resolved.
Yeah, but it's also, there's that, and there's also the fact that I tend to use, so let's just say that this is that I can use Siri AI as an assistant on device, but also as a chatbot, right? Because they want you to use it as a chatbot. When I want to use it as a chatbot, I don't automatically reach out for it. So we had to do some tests for one of our dogs a few weeks ago. and everything was fine. But for a few days, I was really stressed about it
Mhm.
because it was a bunch of tests. And when I got the results, I didn't even think about going to Siri AI and the chatbot. I opened ChatGPT Pro. I opened ChatGPT, switched to 5.6 Pro, uploaded the images of the scan and the response from the doctor, and said, "Please analyze this for me." And like, because I know that that's the kind of model that is going to take a look at the images, it's going to think about them, it's going to find some medical sources on the web, it's going to cross-reference results. I don't trust having that kind of conversation about medical data for my dogs, or for me for that matter, with Siri AI, because I know that it's a non-thinking model, right? That is going to give me generic answers. And that goes back to the part of my brain being poisoned, is maybe a strong word, but like getting used to these kinds of capabilities. And we're not talking here, right, about custom agentic setups or workflows, because I know that Siri AI cannot do that. We're just talking about a chatbot. I didn't do the dog question, but when we went on vacation, I was doing some trip planning beforehand, and I was comparing answers across Siri AI, ChatGPT, and Claude. And the answers from Siri AI were so shallow compared to the actual options that ChatGPT and Claude gave me. And that's a planning a trip, something that everybody does. And I mean, maybe people will be perfectly happy with the shallow options provided by Siri AI. So look, I don't know. I really don't know what to make of this. It's if they can make the assistant part work reliably, that's going to be my angle. Because as a chat, it's not an agent. It's not a great chatbot. I really hope they can figure out the assistant part on device and the personal context part. And if so, that's going to be my angle.
I'm going to give you another example, because I think like the assistant thing is good. And it's like it's an assistant for everyone, right? Like, I am a technical person. I'm not interested in doing all the things that you do to, with like CLIs and MCP. I dip my toe in it very lightly, but you have gone much heavier than me, right? So I needed an answer to something the other day, and I know how you would have gotten this answer because you just kind of explained it in the example that you've given. But there is the potential that I may be able to get faster internet at home, which is fantastic. But it looks like there is better fiber being laid in my local area. But I know I'm in a contract right now. And so I just asked, when did I renew my broadband contract? And because I didn't know. And it gave me the answer. Your contract was renewed on November 28th, 2025. It was a 24-month contract. So it will be like, it'll end on November 27th, 2027. And then I said, is there a cancellation clause? And it said, yes, there is a 30-day notice period required to make service changes or cancellations, but there's probably an early disconnection fee, which is very normal with these types of things. And then it says you'll need to look up what that is. Like, go, talk to them, basically. And I got the answer to that question way faster than if I would have got to go through my email to try and find it, because I didn't even have an idea of when it was that I renewed. I didn't remember. So I would have had to search the name of my thing and then look through every email, right? Like, no, that one's a bill, that's marketing bill. But this found it in seconds. So that kind of thing is very useful to me as a person who's not going to attach their email to an MCP server, right? Like, that's the difference. You keep using the word poisoned. I think it is a perfect word. Like, in that it's not your brain. Your workflows have been infiltrated by AI purposefully, and you're doing incredible things with it. But that just changes your thinking. And so it like the idea that you would replace Siri AI, no, you're not going to. You're not going to replace these things for Siri AI, but it can still give good results. I can't answer the problem that you are having, though, where it's just not giving you answers. Like, maybe that's a beta bug. Maybe there is something just like horrifically broken with your index. I don't know what happens with that, right? But I think I'm having a better experience than you are, But my experience is nowhere near as good as the experiences you have with the tools that you're using because they're just more powerful. But I just don't think that everybody needs that power. And it is more, you use the word assistant. It's just it is a more powerful assistant. It is not like a work partner like what you have, right? Where this thing is like so powerful that you're working alongside it rather than just like, it's more like a coworker than an assistant, say, right?
Yeah.
Where like an assistant is maybe going to be doing some simpler jobs for you, but your coworker is working at the same level that you are. I think like they're kind of like the differences between the systems that we have. So
Maybe we'll see.
I don't know what it means for your review though, man. And I don't know.
I don't know either, but it'll. I'm confident that it'll come to me, and
Yeah.
even if it doesn't, I'll get the review done because I'm a professional.
Yeah.
I know myself. I would just prefer to do something inspired rather than obligated to.
Yeah, of course. I hope it comes.
This episode of Connected is brought to you by Sentry. Most AI tools will help you write code. Seer is built for when it breaks. Seer is Sentry's AI debugging agent, and because it's built into Sentry, it has full context, your errors, traces, logs, replays, and code, all in one place. When something goes wrong, it finds the root cause and can open a PR before you even see the alert. And it reviews your PRs against real production failures, so bugs don't ship in the first place. Other AI tools, they are guessing. Seer knows why your app is broken. We've got a part-time developer that works on our CMS, and tools like this mean that we get a lot more of him for his time. It means if we have an issue across one of our apps at Relay, Sentry is on it, and it can suggest changes that then he can review and tune up if he wants to, and then push live. It really has sped up our process, and you can join millions of developers at companies like Anthropic and Disney Plus who use Sentry to move faster. Try it for free at Sentry.io. That's Sentry, Sentry.io, and tell them that we sent you. They have a free dev plan, and listeners of Connected can use the code CONNECTED26 to get $100 in Sentry credits if you're a new user. My thanks to Sentry for their support of the show and all of Relay.
So Google have unveiled in the way that they do, which is always weird, their new phones. So this is the full line: Pixel 11, 11 Pro, Pro XL, 11 Pro Fold, along with their watches and some accessories. They've had their September event, right? That like what Apple has, they do it a little bit earlier. As is the way for basically all the companies that aren't Apple, they just do their announcements in a weird way, right? Like Samsung do it where the embargo lifts at the moment that the event begins, so nobody watches the event. This year, Google had the embargo lifting from media in the morning, and the event was in the afternoon.
Hours early. Really weird.
Very strange. Like, this is like worse still, I guess. And they also had like a celebrity host it again. They had Trevor Noah do it this time. I don't know why they feel the need to continue having like daily show hosts, right? Like talk show hosts do their events.
It was better than Fallon, though.
Was it? Did you watch it?
I watched the Supercut, and it was better than the Supercut I saw with Fallon. So
yeah, but still, I just don't understand. Like, I just don't know why they would do this, but this is what they keep doing. The highlights. I guess the highlight. Well, actually, the highlight is not Highlight, which is a system that they have that we'll talk about in a minute. There isn't really a lot going on with the phones this year. They're essentially the same. There are some camera hardware improvements. The processors are a little bit more. So MKBHD called it a frustratingly incremental improvement. And in his video is kind of saying that he just continues to be let down, where like he continues hoping that Google is going to make a big leap with their hardware, but they just aren't doing it. And they just keep making very small hardware improvements. And there are some software improvements which, at least for the time being, are exclusive to this Pixel, maybe, rolling out to more Pixels, etc., maybe other Android phones, because it is Android at the end of the day, of course. The phones are more expensive. They're all about $100 more than the phones that they're replacing in the Pixel lineup. The way that they're doing this time is they're dropping the 128 gigabyte starting model, which was $799 for 128 last year, which is weird. It's now $899 for the 256. This is very similar to what Samsung did. Maybe this is an indication of what Apple could do. Maybe, right? Like $100 seems to be the thing. I don't know if Apple's going to increase the storage, though, because they did that already. I did have a side question I wanted to ask you both. Do you think it's weird that they haven't increased the price of the iPhone? Like, I feel like it's too late now.
Yeah.
We're way too close now. And I'm surprised that they didn't just do it to take the edge off when they eventually need to do it. Does it surprise you, Stephen?
Yeah, a little bit. I thought that they would do it now, but then sort of my secondary thought that comes on the heels of that is there's not going to be a regular iPhone 18 at this event. It seems like the 18 will be in the spring, and so the 17 is going to stick around longer, and maybe that gives them some wiggle room in this. I mean, these phones tend to get cheaper, other than the RAM, but like the rest of the process gets cheaper over time. So maybe the 17 can hold out, but I do think the Pros will be just more expensive.
They could have just increased the Pro price, though. Like they
could have.
They could have just done that. It's not like they've been consistent with their price increases on everything else, right?
That's true.
Here's a weird one. The Pixel 11 Pro starts at $1099, so it's $100 now more, for 12 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage. Last year, it was $999 for 16 gigabytes of RAM. So it's more money and less RAM, but more storage.
Yeah.
It's not great. The 11 Pro Fold, not a lot has changed here. It's a little thinner and lighter. It's not particularly exciting this year compared to the competition, it feels like. It now starts at $1,899. No one's going to buy that phone.
No.
Which is rough, but no one's buying that phone. Because the Samsung phones are looking so good this year, where, like maybe last year or the year before, the Pixel Pro seemed like the one to buy, but now the competition has kind of heated up. The hardware addition this year is something called Highlight, which is the flash. Basically, the flash on the camera for the Pixel phones can now be illuminated in different colors. So if you're talking to Gemini, it will glow in like Gemini colors for you. And also, it will glow if you get a phone call, and you can kind of change the color it will glow for different people. And that's it. Doesn't do anything else.
It could do so much
No
more.
other apps, no other contacts. This is honestly like absolutely ridiculous. Like, this is so stupid to do this. Why would you do this?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I had an Android phone back in the day. My Droid had an LED, and you could set like different colors to mean different notifications. And it was awesome. And I think people would find that fun. And if you don't care about it, you don't care about it. But if you do, and the Pixel phone is really for enthusiasts, it just seems like such a waste. I really hope they revisit this.
Well, they know it though, right? So from Joanna Stern, she says, Google told me it's, quote, continuing to invest in this technology and that message notifications are coming. What are you talking about? This technology? Well, you're lighting an LED a different color? Wow, really breaking the mold here. Like, I don't understand this at all. How can you not get this feature ready for the launch of this product?
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Seriously, how hard is it, right? How hard is it? Like, if you get a message that it lights up, just phone calls? What are we doing? Like, you created this feature for Gemini branding. Like, that's what this is for?
Yeah.
And that's just ridiculous, right? Like, come on. I don't know. I find Very strange. So software, they've added something called camera looks. This is essentially Google's response to photographic styles, and it's using some of the same language in the communication. That it's not a filter; it changes to the processing of the images. But unlike Apple, you actually get access to other elements like sharpness and grain, and the overall editing of the camera look is more like a regular editing, which would make Federico happy if Apple added this. Because it's not that little touchpad thing. It's actually like just go in and choose the brightness, go in and choose the grain.
Imagine that.
So I think that, I would like to see Apple continue to push photographic styles because I really like the feature, and maybe it would be good if they took a call from how Google is doing it here to make it a little bit more intuitive as to how you would make the changes. They also have a bunch of presets, so you can just use the presets, but if you want to get really nerdy with it, give me everything. The camera app has a creator suite features. These are great. So a teleprompter inside of it. I use this in the edits app. It's really helpful to have a teleprompter just in the camera UI for people that need to record things to camera. Social framing guides. So you can put a guide to show like what are the kind of the safe areas for content. Automatic folder structures for video. Speech enhancement, and magic capture that automatically generates stills and short clips from longer video recordings. All of this sounds fantastic. Like there are social media content creators that will buy a Pixel phone for these features, but then they'll probably roll out to other phones anyway. But I think this is a really great suite of features in the camera app for people that make any kind of short form video. All of this got me thinking, right? So this is Google's phone this year. And it seems underwhelming, right? I'm underwhelmed, at least, hearing about this. Like, the phone itself just doesn't really seem like it's added anything of value. And its new feature this year, which, we know what Google's like. Who knows if they'll keep it going year to year? Like, I think about that radar system that they had in one of them. But I just don't think they've implemented it very well. And it made me think, like, what would it be like if Apple had competition for phones that ran iOS? Because the reason that this stands out so much with Google is that the competitors in Android are making much better products, right? In general, every year. Samsung and now Oppo, Nothing, OnePlus, all of these brands make better phones for Android than the Android maker. Which is like an interesting thing because surely Google should make the best phone for Android, but they don't anymore. I think there was a time that they did, but they're not now. And I don't know whether it's Google can't or if you had other companies making phones for iOS that it would show the same thing for Apple. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if there were other companies could make phones that ran iOS, would we also say, man, they're just not doing anything?
Yeah, I don't know. I do think Google has a little bit of the Microsoft problem where they do make phones, but they also have to keep OEMs happy, mostly Samsung in Google's situation, where Microsoft with the Surface line, like the Surface and the Pixel, I think really are like spiritual cousins. Suffer like some good ideas, some interesting execution, not popular. And I think that's challenging when you don't have the hardware and software in the same company.
Yeah. But yeah, this phone doesn't look too great. They had a bunch of other things. They have the watch. It's round. Continues to be round. I think the Pixel Watch looks great. Here's a line I found interesting from The Verge. Google claims it includes the most accurate GPS route tracking for exercise, outperforming the Apple Watch Ultra 3 and the Garmin Fenix 8 Pro.
Really?
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
But I don't expect... I just don't expect it to sell products. It's weird, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't really understand why they continue to do this. It feels like that they peaked. Like they had a time when like the Pixel was so good, and it just feels like it's not that time anymore. Yeah. But like they feel like they have to do this, so they keep doing this. And you even see it like in a lot of Google communication and like presentations. They use Samsung phones.
Yeah. I mean, They basically just use it to get software that they want into the world, right? And like you said, a lot of the stuff does roll out to other phones over time, which hurts the reasons you would maybe get one of these. Yeah, I think it's a shame. I think there are some really good ideas in some of these phones, and I think competition is always good, but they just kind of, I don't know, they just kind of do it, right? They're just kind of like, here's what we did, and that's about as far as it goes.
Or as a counter to my question from earlier, maybe the Google phone isn't good because they have competition. So they're kind of just like,
right.
whatever.
I mean, maybe.
Like if they were the only game in town, would they maybe work harder? Like, I don't know.
It's possible.
Because it doesn't feel like that they're, at least this year, that they've really pushed it. I mean, but this does go back to like the Tensor chips, right? People were like, when that was announced, it was like, oh, here we go. They're going to start competing, and they're just nowhere near.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it is falling down over there.
It is.
Which is interesting because that's also what people are saying about Google AI right now. Isn't that right, Federico?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely.
We're in the foothills of pixel singularity.
We're in the foothills of people changing their jobs.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Gemini. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just give it 2 weeks and they'll get 1% better on a benchmark, and then it will change all over again.
Sure.
Well, I think that does it for this week. Thanks for hanging out with us today. There's some links in the show notes. We don't have a lot of time to talk about this, but Mike is doing something for the podcastathon, collecting answers for Family Feud.
Yeah, okay. There's a link to a Google form. We play Feuding Families. It's legally distinct. We play that every year as part of the podcastathon. If you would like to help me out, you can fill in some of the form. It's just like general, like, I ask you to think, what's the first thing you think of when I say this kind of questions.
Yeah.
Feel free to fill out the form if you would like to. I'm going to close it next week. No pressure.
But do it if you care about things.
We've had quite a lot of responses already.
Good.
Which is good. I definitely have enough to make a good game, but
Good.
Having more always helps.
Yeah. I'll link to it on a 512. I'm sure it crushed the Google form.
I did have a big spike, and I think that might have been why I was surprised.
The power of blogs.
Why is there so many people here? Yeah, I guess the blogs.
Well, you can find that and everything else we spoke about in the show notes at relay.fm/connected/616. You can also leave feedback, drop us a note. It can be anonymous if you wish. And you can join and get Connected Pro, the longer and ad-free version of the show that we do each and every week. You can find Federico at macstories.net. You can find Mike across a bunch of shows here at Relay. And you can find my writing at 512pixels.net. I'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Fitbod, Bolt.new, Scribe, and Century. And until next week, guys, say goodbye.
Arrivederci.
Cheerio.
Bye, y'all.